Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review. There's another paid request, this time for Brian. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the first two episodes of Rick and Morty. Now, I had heard of Rick and Morty, but I had never seen it. Just never got around to it, never saw it. And then Brian had asked me, had requested for me to react to a couple of his uh, popcorn wrestling videos, and they had these characters, action figures, Rick and Morty, and I went, oh, I never really seen the show, don't know of them. So I guess he saw that, thanked you for that, and said, hey, here's another request, how about check out the first two episodes? And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Rick and Morty is pretty much like a weird, funny take on Back to the Future, where Rick is pretty much, if Doc Brown was a drooling, kind of consistently burping, absolute crazy nut asshole, but just flat out crazy. And then Morty is his grandson, who kind of that innocent Michael J. Fox, IG, okay, I'll go along, let's see what happens. And I know Christopher Lloyd's a fan of the show. In fact, on YouTube, you can find a promo that he did. I forget for what season. It's like 30 seconds long, and he enjoyed the show. I guess he was also flattered that Doc Brown was inspired in a weird way to be these type of characters. And it's definitely a show that utilizes a definite frenzy bit of energy to it. Didn't get boring because you always wondered like what the hell's going to happen next. What's going to it's very creative, and that's why I appreciate it, because you have this character that can invent all these type of devices. So at times it could go in such a hyperspeed that I prefer that than it being boring. I mean, in the first episode I saw, it's like Rick is driving Morty, and it's like, oh, I made a bomb. I'm like, is this like really like Back to the Future? Where the terrorists are going to come in the van and try to shoot him? No. Because I made a bomb, and I'm going to give you your crush, because I want you to have a thing, you own Adam and Eve. And it's like, Morty's like, what are you talking about? Jessica, I'm not going to do anything to her. Trust me. And he's like, what are you talking about? Pretty much has to stop him from, stop whatever this stupid bomb thing. I don't know if he was, seemed like he was totally drunk. And then that's like the way it opens. I'm like, geez, this is going off to a crazy start. And it gets even crazier from there. And it's also a show that's definitely a bit more for an older audience. I mean, Morty is in school daydreaming of Jessica, and in his daydream, we don't see the tits, but we get the idea she shows him the tits, and he's fondling it, and in reality he's fondling the male teacher. And I will admit I laughed when he said, 5 more minutes of this, I'm going to get mad. So he's not stopping it now. He's like, 5 more minutes of this, I'm going to get mad. Which, I mean, on one hand, could be pretty creepy when you think about it for a second. But it's not they didn't make it seem... The way they handled it, I thought, was slim, threadbare line. You have to, like a tightrope. And I still thought that was more funny and creative than anything I saw in Santa Inc. that Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman did. And then just Rick taking Morty on these crazy adventures. Freezing a bully and he breaks into fucking pieces. Morty gets his legs broken and he's pissed at Rick. You like Hitler, but Hitler at least cared about Germany or something like that. I didn't how Rick can create all these crazy inventions that gets into even crazier adventures. Like he creates an invention, or at least finds one I should say, to heal Morty's legs. But then something about getting these mega seeds and you gotta hide them, and we have to go through this like alien airport hangar with these bugs, but then they start chasing us, and it's okay, shoot them, they're robots. So he shoots them, but they're crying, oh please, no, no. But they said they're crying out. No, don't worry about Morty. It's just a figure of speech. I, I, after the first episode, and especially after the second episode, I'm like, okay, the idea where the show is going with it has a almost breakneck pace and just throws an insanity into your face just to make you think, where is this leading to? Where is this going? And not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I found it rather entertaining for what I saw. Yes, Rich at times does get to be a bit too much of this crazy asshole to the point of unlikability. Yes, at times they do the juvenile joke, like the C's have to be hit up his ass. They're like, really? He can't just hide the C's. They literally have to be up his ass. Okay. But at least they do try to make a different type of joke later where the parents are ready to kick Rick out, but Rick goes, look how smart he is. And he's saying all this smart stuff. Oh, wow. You really made me... No, Rick. No, no, Morty. No. And then waits for the parents to be gone. See, that's a side effect because the seeds in your ass is melting and it affected your brain. And in fact, actually in about 10 seconds, you're going to go into a coma, at least for a day. Now that's for me. What the hell's going to happen next mentality? Like episode 2, you get Inception and Nightmare on Elm Street mashup. As well as a plot about a device that makes dogs smart. Because pretty much the dad of the family is mad that the dog's doing stuff, and he's like, well, you're so smart, how about you make the dog build something so the dog can do this and that? And Rick's like, oh, okay. And then like 5 seconds has a device, which then, the rest of the family don't pay attention. The dog changes some things and makes itself smart, almost ready to be a Planet of the Apes, but with dogs. Meanwhile, Rick and Morty are in this adventure where he wants to help Morty by getting this teacher of his to give him straight A's for the semester in math. So we're going to go into his dreams and try to give him that idea, but make him think he had the idea. So like Inception. They made some snide remark about Inception. But but this made sense. And Morty's like, Inception made sense. If you say so, Morty. I'm like, I like Inception, but maybe the makers didn't. But it's when they got into the mind where, again, that frenzied pace really picked up. And how it goes through all these dream sequences where the math teacher's on a plane. And I know this is in poor taste, but the way it's said did make me laugh, where he took... Because the passages are not real, so he took a passage and said, 9/11 this, I'm going 9/11 this, or you don't give... 9/11 would give him good grades. I forget how he said it, but just the way it was delivered, I hate to say it, made me laugh. And then the math teacher took wheat thins he was eating and used them as shurikens. And he's like, hit the deck, buddy! And then, why would I negotiate? And Rick goes, because we're both rational. And I got a shield. He tastes like a passenger. Just the way it was done such quick wit. I thought it had a nice timing to it that it did make me chuckle. Again, with the math teacher going, why would I negotiate with you? And Rick going, because they're both rational. And I got a shield. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint why humor works for one but not the others. It sometimes deals with timing or being caught off guard and not expecting left. Instead goes up. And like they go into math teacher's dream, but they go into another like passenger's dream, a dream within a dream, and it's like this weird S&M bondage thing. And then to another one, and it's like this centaur. And then you do a knockoff of Freddy Krueger. And then they're by pretty much as a Freddy Krueger that always keeps calling them bitch. Why does he always keep calling us bitch? I don't know. Only this Fred has like a wife and a kid, and then they go into that. It's Freddy Krueger, and it's too bad they didn't go to England for this, because I think that would have been that would have worked out even more satisfying. But then they see like Freddy is in. He's not called Freddy, but it's Freddy. He's in high school being picked on. They're like, leave him alone, okay? And then that Fred helps him out. And he helps him out by going to each... Because again, they're fake people in the dreams. Fred helps... Because those two help Freddy out. So Freddy helps them out. And he starts killing other... like again, imaginary other people to help them get back to where they need to go. I never really thought it would go in that direction. But that's kind of the... I think that's one of the appeals of the show, based on these two episodes, is that when you watch it, you may know how it starts, but you're more than likely not going to know how it's going to end. Because again, same with like the AI dog army, and then you realize, oh my god, they took over the world, but then you realize that little Inception thing was also done to the dog. It was, the animation is fine. The voice acting is fine. I think Rob Paulsen voices in the second episode, who voiced Raphael in the 80s to early 90s Ninja Turtles cartoon as Raphael. He voiced Donatello in the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon. He was one of the voices of Animaniacs. He's done other stuff. He's a voice actor in this. At least in this episode. And I do think episode 2 was better than episode 1. I will say the Freddy reference I did not expect. But it made sense. If you're going into dreams, why not reference that? And I thought it was actually kind of creative. And yeah, I think that's the appeal of the show, is not knowing what the hell is going to happen next. And I got a couple chuckles out of it. And yeah, I would say I got more chuckles out of this than episode 1. But in both, I enjoyed its pace, I enjoyed its energy, and I enjoyed its creativity. So, Rick and Morty, the first 2 episodes I did like. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.